Hey everybody, welcome back to Jordan Lee Tarot. So the three decks that I picked at random are all the same color. The Light Seers Tarot and the Earth Alchemy Oracle and the Yogic Path. I'm going to show you the shimmer there. Okay. Now, what I'm getting with this is the teal color is blue and green coming together to make this color baby, and it's where the earth meets the water. Okay, so in astrology, I'm not sure what that means because I'm not an astrological expert, but I'm putting that out there in case any of you are and you want to put something down in the comments to kind of share with the group. But I'm definitely feeling that connection to that lusciousness of earth. And again, I am in the Pacific Northwest, where everything that is green is very wet and lush right now because we are in the rainy season. And I actually live a couple minutes from the sound, so there's just the land meeting the sea. It's a very, very powerful energy, and that color combination is what this is mimicking to me. So what does that mean for you? It could mean where you put your feelings into practical action. Okay, how we create something very grounded and material out of something that was just a thought, just a wish, just a hope, just a feeling, and putting that into physicalness in the world. So we're going to start with the Earth Alchemy Oracle. Say that 5 times fast. Earth Alchemy Oracle. I'm not going to do that. All right. What do we need to pull from here? Coming into that highest source energy. Okay. Creativity, self-expression, life is your canvas. Sorry, I'm having a really hard time reading that one. Chalcedony? Chalcedony. Sometimes when I'm reading, it's not the camera itself, but it's that I'm channeling, and my brain is a little hazy. So sometimes reading words that I could spell out easily and figure out, my brain is not as able to do that. So just want to put that disclaimer on there. I can read, but this energy is coming through. It's very soft. The edges are very flowy. Okay, diamond heart seed crystal. DNA activation. Oh, I have something to say about this. Lumeria, priestess awakening. Very lush green tropical jungle, which is very much the energy of the place that I am in. And this is jade and pink lotus. Reflection and tranquility. I have wallpaper that looks just like that. Okay. So I'm going to hold these up one at a time. And then we're going to go into some of the messages that these crystals have. All right, the jade and pink lotus popped up first. To work with the energies of jade, we must get down to her level. She asks you to leave the ego to one side and meet her where there is no higher than the other. From this level and even space, she teaches us to be humble, healing the heart through compassion. Jade wishes to bring peace and tranquility into your heart and mind. Sinking into silence is what she whispers. Perhaps you have been rushing around recently, pushing yourself hard. It will help you with grounding through uncertain and changing times, bringing a gentle understanding and integration that combats any worry, stress, or depression. She asks you to sit in quiet reflection, serving your highest heart temple, knowing that in reflective silence and meditation, you will find what you need and more. For the deepest moments of connection, silence is all that is needed. For the pink lotus, Every evening, the lotus flower submerges into the river and then reblooms the next morning, fresh and new. It is a daily cycle of life, death, and remembrance. It is a symbol of regeneration and rebirth for you. As you take your time to explore the murky waters, no mud, no lotus, you can be reborn every day. You can reinvent yourself and explore new facets of you. The pink lotus wishes to give you strength through love. As a flower with a will to live, it imbues courage and gentle sense of acceptance for the way things are. A lotus seed can hold its energy and life for thousands of years. I didn't know that. I'm learning something right now. For thousands of years without water, and then come to life and germinate centuries later. That's amazing. Think of your heart as a pink lotus, holding those seeds of love and light. So this feels like, it feels like I can't hold on to anything here. Jiggle, jiggle. This feels like seeds that were planted within you, thoughts, desires, many years ago. And they have survived all you have been through. And now you're coming to a time where your nervous system is hopefully more stable and you're able to manifest, manifest some of those really beautiful things and desires that you had, that you created, or that you came into this body with many years ago. But I think this is talking about, what has survived. What has survived? That's like, this isn't even the right card. My brain, I tell you what, friends. These all very much tied together, though. They feel like an interconnected thread, and there are pieces of each within each. I don't know why, but that's just what I'm feeling. All right. These are not in alphabetical order either, so pardon me. Makes it a little more chaotic to look up randomly. Okay. Pink chalcedony is an emotional translator of hurts held in your heart, encouraging you to go deeper. You only see the depth of chalcedony's magnificence when it is cut and polished. It has hidden beauty. Just when you thought that you had done enough, she asks you to go deeper still, to bring out the beauty that you are hiding. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Over and over again, until your mind disconnects and your heart answers. Oh, I like that. I like that. I'm going to read that again. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Over and over, until your mind finally disconnects and your heart is the one that answers. Keep pushing yourself forward, onward to the truth. That's very, very powerful. Okay, so diamond heart and seed crystal. Okay. Lumeria, priestess awakening, water. Okay. So again, there's that echo of water here with the lotus card, but definitely here with this card. So someone very recent, I live in what is considered the rainforest, by the way, in the area of the Pacific Northwest that I am. And it is very rainforest-like here. Even in the midst of winter, it is 47 and cloudy. So crazy. What I'm getting here, and what I have actually heard from two fellow healers, is that the area where I'm at, Washington itself, the state, it was what was the ancient Lemuria. So there's something here about that and the DNA activation and the land and the water meeting together, but that those conditions can be met anywhere, not just here. But I have heard tell that this location was the actual physical location of what was previously Lemuria. Very exciting stuff. You are aligning to the diamond crystalline frequencies, moving through the Andromedan gateway to assist humanity in ascending to a higher frequency. We must understand that a new earth resides within us. A golden age is something we hold in our cellular memory from past ages, which we can call forward. So there are those of us that existed in the ancient Lemuria, and that knowledge that we were divining rods of information. We just knew so much, and there wasn't as much limitation at that time. So I think this is calling forth all of that knowledge that is within you, but it also speaks to this lotus flower. Okay, all these buried seeds, these buried gems within you. What if that's information that you just have in your cells from other lifetimes or from previous lifetimes? It just, and letting you know that everything is happening at the same time. So you can pull forth that information now, right here, as you sit here watching this video. You can pull that information forward and just become that whole integrated being. Okay, this is kind of like a time bendy message here with these cards. So I'm going to set this down. I want to tap into just the regular tarot, and then I'll clarify with the yogic path cards. So I did not expect this like Lemurian, lush, beautiful. It feels luxurious. It feels like something that I've noticed about the natural climate around here. The moss, it's just like always wet. It's always moist, and it always feels nice to the touch. Even in the dead of summer, it was not like I felt it and it was like scritchy. It always had a wetness to it. Again, I am in the location where this is more common. I am not an expert on moss, don't get me wrong, but there's something about all of the greenery where it stays looking green around here. And so there's something about bringing that lush energy, about not to be dirty, but keep things moist, keep things wet, keep things saturated. Don't let things dry out within you. Okay. So these gifts that you have within you, keep watering them and bringing them forward from the bottom to the top, right? That lotus flower has to grow through a whole lot of bullshit to get to the top. And I think that this is calling forth ancient information from you. That is what I'm getting from this reading. I never know what I'm going to get, guys. This is so fascinating. So I highly recommend that you sit in meditation after this reading and just see what comes forth within you. Maybe meditate on a rainforest, meditate on a lotus flower, just to see what comes through. Because I think there's buried information that we're being called forth to look at. And I include myself in this. I'm going to sit in meditation after I finish this recording so that I can see if there's anything that's coming forth. Very powerful. This is so powerful. I love doing these readings. It's so neat. Okay, Four of Cups. I'm feeling, there's a movie, and I do not remember the name of it, but it was a movie about magical beings who had not lost their magic, but life had just gotten in the way of them even using their magic. And so life became regular, even for magical creatures and beings. Okay, yes. So what I'm getting from this is we've allowed this kind of state of boredom within us where we really use that logical side of the brain only. And this is something else. This is calling forth that ancient wood nymph within you, right? The little being that just wants to run around and eat fruit and lay under trees all day. That energy. Okay, this might sound ridiculous. I'm trying to just channel what I get, and I'm like, the more I go into this, I'm like, people are gonna think you're nuts. But this is what I'm getting. But it's kind of like this energy, this is what's leading to something dry, brittle. There's no moisture to it. There's no lusciousness to it. There's no opportunity for the water to meet the earth. Okay? Water needs to saturate the earth. You can't just live in the practical. You can't just live in the practical. This is what's going to happen. I've been here numerous times in my life where all I do is focus on the material. I'm so bored. I'm so frustrated. And you can see all of that magical energy coming out right in front of her, but she's not paying attention to it. This is talking about everyday magic, and maybe even magic that is buried that you don't think of as magic, but I'm feeling like there's magical thing. This collective, if you open your mind to it, you're going to start to see magical shit. Like actual magical shit. Things that make you go, "Oh my god." Like I was teaching a yoga class years ago, and it was in someone's pool. And so these ladies wanted me to teach a class in the pool. Okay, so I was like standing up out of the water. They were in the water, but we were using some things within the pool to make it a pool class. It was late in the summer, and it was just something different that this private yoga group wanted to do. And there was a like a blow up unicorn, right? That the woman's granddaughter would sometimes use. And it was floating in the pool. And as the sun was setting, a rainbow came through. And I was teaching this class. There was, I shit you not, rainbows and unicorns in that yoga class. I can't make that up. Those are the kind of moments that I'm talking about with this reading. Rainbows and unicorns. But don't be like this person who's not paying attention to it. She's too busy thinking about all of these things. Again, Earth has to exist. The practical has to exist. But don't forget to find the rainbow. It's not about and it's not going to be hard to find. Like it's for you. So you're going to find something, some sort of magical message, magical sign, or just moment of like, oh my God, is this real life that you're going to get to experience? And it feels like a gift, and it feels like a reminder to bring forth those things underneath and within that are so deep, so deep. Okay. King of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Clarify, as those two kind of came out together. Just want to go a little deeper into that. All right. So this feels like someone who is very good at focusing on the physical. This is someone who's mastered working on the physical. Maybe this is saying you've mastered working on the physical elements together and with a group. Okay? You're good at this stuff. Okay? You're good at it. Maybe that's why you're bored. You've already mastered it. The king of something is really, really good at it. This card is talking about something that you love. I think it's time to get out of something that you're good at and get into something that you love. Again, this could mean something as big as changing your career, or something as minor as taking up a hobby that makes you really happy. There was a story of a woman who, she started ice skating again because she did when she was a kid. She didn't start competing. She didn't win anything. She nothing of the sort. She just skated 2 nights a week for herself for 2 hours, and it was the most glorious thing, and it brought back her spark, and it allowed her to feel that magical energy within her again. So it could be something that simple here, but it could be that you see something so beautiful that it takes your breath away in the parking lot at the grocery store, right? It could be anything like that. But I'm getting that it needs to be pulled up out. And that emotion needs to meet the earth, water energy. Yeah, this is excitement. And this is a spark coming back. This is definitely a collective here where I think that the spark needs to be brought back in. That it's just, it's been nothing but the practical elements. And there's a drying out that has occurred. So, all right, we're going to pop into the yogic path oracle, Atman, and we'll do one more. What do we need to hear, Spirit? Loop. Oh my. All right, I'm not even going to pretend that I know how to say that. I'm just going to show this to you. This definitely feels like a mental overcoming of some crazy stuff. Because I think a way to combat these kind of energies, these kind of mental energies, and see how muted those colors are, is through a deep understanding of why we're here. And that knowledge, do you see the eye getting smaller as it goes toward the top? I really think that we should all sit in meditation after this reading. I don't know why. I really don't know why. There is a message, a collective message that needs to be sent through to each one of us. And again, only you are going to know what your message is. Everyone's going to have a different story, different situation. Infinite aspect of the soul. Okay, our souls have something to tell us, so we better listen, right? Blessed soul, you have now begun to see and glimpse the divinity that exists within you. There's so much more to experience. Yeah, there's depth. We're being called into depth. Okay, you've reached a deeper connection to your higher self, the immortal aspect of your existence, and the very soul, seed of your soul, Atman. Your meditation has unveiled hidden depths to your true being and allowed you to experience the vastness that exists inside you. You have become aware that you are a microcosm of the greater macrocosm, a reflection of the universe. Now bring this expansiveness into the everyday and watch your life unfold. We are being called with this reading. I'm calling myself out as much as you. We are being called to step into meditation after this video, but really go deeper into the soul. And again, I feel like that has to be grounded in the reality of our everyday presence and lives. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to eat a pizza no matter what. How do I make this a magical experience? Do I dance around the kitchen? Do I really revel in it? Do I put really good ingredients on it? Do I eat it extra slowly so that I am aware of the body's process to chew, swallow, and digest this food I'm ingesting? We're called into depth with this reading, okay? We're called into a depth. I'm going to look at these other two messages. I don't want to sit here and read too many of these cards to you, but again, some of these are so specific. Okay, 111. Okay. Aha. Goddess of disappointment and letting go. You, my darling, have finally realized that all of the hardships you've struggled and faced were brought on your path for a very important reason. They have shaped you into the person you are today. You have put together the dots in all the most difficult points on your journey and realized that it was all necessary to be here now. This goddess has come to remind you to give thanks to the struggles that you have faced. They have made you your highest self. No mud, no lotus. That message comes through a lot, but it's a very simple way of saying a very deep truth. I really believe that we need to bring this magic back into our lives because it's it's necessary, but it's our original story that we've just ignored and we've made things too practical. And again, I am a Virgo. I'm so into the earthly things, but I try to make things like my errands, I try to luxuriate in running errands and make it a really, I don't know how to say this. I try to make it a very visceral experience. I bring the dog with me. We stop and get a snack or a treat or something for him and something for me. And, we do these things that we need to do anyway, but we try to make them special. And I try to put on, a silly song and sing a silly song and get the dog to howl in the car. And, there's just certain ways that I've developed around my routines that make the everyday magical. And I really think that that's part of what this is calling us to, but it's to understand that the depth had a purpose. That's so powerful. The depth, the difficulty, it had a purpose. So I'm going to read the last bit of this, and then I think we will close out this reading. I do not like to quickly end my readings. I like to give you a bit of a heads up. So we are going to be coming to a close shortly. All right, so Goddess of Radical Transcendence. You are waking up. Good job. And experiencing the radical pleasures of letting go. Chinnamasta, I think that's how you say that, the headless goddess, has come to guide you in this massive state of transformation as you turn passion into spiritual energy. Kundalini, primal energy, is rising, and you have given up a role you once carried to step up more fully into your power. But don't fear in this state of transition. Her gift is to transmute the darkest of times into the most powerful of energies. Okay, so these two coming out really made sense. This served a purpose. This is saying this was all part of the plan. Carry her fierceness as you tear off a former head you once had and experience the inner peace that comes with being divinely yourself. This was such a powerful reading. I really would love to hear from people in the comments. Sometimes I think when I go really esoteric, people are going to think I'm nuts, but I think that some of the readings that I see are all about what's coming next, the current energies or slightly future energies. And all of those readings are beautiful and wonderful. And, sometimes I'm going to be doing those readings, but these messages that have been coming through are so much about the bigger picture. They're from the soul. They're the soul self messages. They're not asking, am I going to end up with the guy? If it is, it's like, hey, the guy and you are going to be put together for a divine plan that Source has put together for the both of you to better the planet. And that's so much more romantic to me than am I going to end up with the guy? It's not just am I going to end up with the guy or the girl. It's am I going to end up with the person that is going to help me heal the world in only the way that the two of us can do that. I think that's powerful and it's sexy as hell. This is a message about self. Today's message is just about self. This is about soul energy coming through, telling you to not lose that spark or go find it again. This is where many people on the planet are right now. I don't want to be there. Granted, this is a card of discernment as well, but I think in this context, coming out with this card, it's kind of looking at things so practically that you forget to see the magic. You're so busy rushing to the bank that you forget to look up and see the beautiful act of kindness that's occurring in front of you, or the butterfly that's flown across the windshield, or your favorite store is having a sale or something like that on something that would make you giggle or laugh, or the rainbow that comes across the sky and you're just not paying attention to it. It's one of those things where if we're not careful, we are going to miss out on this, and we're going to have this very earthly experience, and it's going to be a very flat experience. So I want to see all of that color, all of that joy, have that spark, and feel like this about our own life, about our own soul's purpose and mission. So if you feel called, look up information on Lumeria. I feel like that's a special message for certain people who have stories from that time on Earth, from reincarnations from that time. Look up Lumeria, and sit in quiet meditation for a few minutes after this reading to see if anything comes up. Write it down. It could be colors, it could be emotion, it could be a song. Just let your unconscious lead you, and don't assign any hard meaning to it. There's multiple layers of meaning to all the messages I get from spirit. So it could mean one thing initially, but as the message deepens or as time goes on, you realize it's something else as well. So I hope this message had value for you. This was a very, very, very powerful reading. I'm going to hold these up once more in case they inspire anything or offer you anything that you want to look up. Because again, there are different layers to these messages for the collective. So, all right. Until next time, everybody, have a beautiful day.